Building courses of events are longer than those of media embarrassments, which has given Honda a bind with its all-new i-DTEC diesel motor. The organization's choice to build up a cutting-edge ultra-clean turbo diesel was made well before Volkswagen was found getting its undermined. However, the completed 1.6-liter inline-4 audited here in the Honda Civic is achieving its objective market in Europe similarly as request troops for pressure start motors, thanks in huge part to the Dieselgate embarrassment. Too terrible for Honda, which has been languishing in Europe over years. Deals on the continent tumbled to only 140,000 a year ago, in excess of 50% beneath the pinnacle came to in 2007 and not as much as a tenth of what the brand oversees in the correspondingly measured US showcase. But at the same time it's a disgrace in light of the fact that the new motor could well be seen by history specialists recently time and side burning, thinking back a very long time from now, as speaking to the apex of diesel innovation. This isn't one of those elite diesels that have wowed us previously. The 1.6-liter i-DTEC's energy yield is scarcely a quarter that of the triple-supported V8 TDI fitted to the Audi SQ7 and the diesel Bentley Bentayga, a motor that has been proclaimed as another zenith of the pressure start make. In the Euro-spec Civic hatchback, the i-DTEC's feature figures are 118 drive and 221 pounds-to-feet of torque, with Honda asserting a 9.8-second dash from 0 to 62 miles per hour and a 125 mile/hour top speed. The main fuel Euro-spec Civic that the i-DTEC has a possibility of beating in a stoplight standoff is the base turbocharged 1.0-liter 3-chamber, yes, that is a thing. For reference, the 2.2-liter i-DTEC turbo diesel that Honda thought about offering in the United States, and which we tried 10 years back, delivered an unrivaled 138 drive and 251 pounds-to-feet of torque. Be that as it may, the new motor isn't about capability, rather concentrating on proficiency and discharges. What's more, on those measures, it is relatively magnificent. Europe's net efficiency figures are famously hopeful, so the Civic i-DTEC's legitimate figure of 67 miles per gallon consolidated, when changed over to US gallons, is best observed as a methods for correlation with different autos as opposed to a pointer of certifiable execution. That number is indistinguishable to the one Toyota claims for the 2018 Prius, and it makes the Civic a standout amongst the most proficient autos accessible in Europe. More noteworthy is that the Civic is as of now ready to pass the stringent new Euro 6 temp outflows standard, a year in front of its usage. That standard uses true testing to guarantee emanations of NOx and particulates don't go over 2.1 times the allowed lab esteems amid regular utilize. For reference, a report from 2015 proposed that a few diesels radiate up to 14 times their official NOx levels out and about. Honda has figured out how to accomplish this objective without the additional cost or unpredictability of a urea infusion framework. Rather, the i-DTEC gets a nearby coupled NOx stockpiling impetus and diesel particulate channel into fumes. These catch unwanted particulates and consume them off, utilizing constrained recovery through included fuel if the fumes temperature isn't adequate. The new motor likewise has had its proficiency supported with the utilization of steel cylinders as opposed to aluminum to enhance warm scattering, a low erosion timing chain, a high-effectiveness variable geometry turbocharger, and smoother barrel exhausts on account of two-arranged sharpening. The kick-the-bucket cast aluminum piece has been intended to be stiffer than the past-age motor, since it moves the resonances to bring down frequencies and decreases commotion by a guaranteed 3 decibels at 2,000 revolutions per minute. The fact of the matter is a letdown, yet a decent one. From the driver's seat, the Civic i-DTEC just feels like a particularly refined diesel. The main note for the confirmation of its absence of start plugs is the tight power band. There's constrained eagerness and discernible turbo slack underneath 2,000 revolutions per minute, with the motor beginning to feel tight over 4,000 revolutions per minute. Be that as it may, inside its mid-extend the motor pulls cheerfully even with little throttle. A 6-speed manual gearbox is the main transmission decision, European purchasers of spending diesels don't protest changing their own particular gears, with a pleasantly weighted grasp and precise shifter gaining its simple to accomplish smooth ground. Refinement is the i-DTEC's most great quality, particularly given the test of not emerging in the effectively calm Civic. Out of gear, it's partially louder than its fuel kin, and it is conceivable to feel little measures of obvious diesel vibration through the controlling haggle. In any case, once moving the motor doesn't appear to be louder than any fuel-controlled Civic power plant, nor does it sound coarse when whipped to the 4,900 revolution per minute limiter. Whatever is left of the driving background feels typically near that of the standard Civic, with a similar light yet exact guiding, all-around depth ride, and respectable however unexceptional hold levels. It's no diesel hot incubate, as the i-DTEC feels extraordinarily less energetic than the 1.5T Civic, in spite of a fatter torque bend, in any event underneath 4,000 revolutions per minute. In any case, the Civic effectively stayed aware of Italian activity on our drive course close Rome, with the free-streaming stretch of the Autostrada Expressway affirming that it will sit joyfully at a demonstrated 90 miles per hour gracefully. We didn't drive sufficiently far to run our own efficiency numbers, yet after 60 miles the Test Auto's excursion PC announced 45 miles per gallon. Given our fast advance, that likely speaks to a most dire outcome imaginable. There is minimal possibility that Honda will offer its new motor anyplace outside Europe. Organization administrators concede that it likely will be the last diesel it will create. Diesels still made up 45% of European traveler auto deals a year ago, yet that rate is falling quickly and is excessively comprised of autos greater than the Civic. Inside an innovation age, the case for spending the cash important to build up another all-new diesel for a minority player like the Civic will in all likelihood be no more. In any case, it is fitting for such a building drove organization, to the point that, in spite of its unobtrusive yield, this little diesel ought to be recognized as one of the apexes of its class.